And we're live. All right. Morning thoughts, morning thoughts, morning thoughts. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up. Shout out to people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay-at-home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the driver, the Uber driver, the Lyft driver, truck driver, taxi driver, food delivery drivers, garbage truck drivers, round town and long distance truck drivers. Shout out to every single clean-hearted, good-hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. You're a good person. Manners and respect to you. And thank you to the first person in this morning with great goodies. Great goodies. Thank you for being here. I'm gonna big up everybody else soon, like Asarin Odetta and Candice on the beat, and Sean Cassell and all that. Sean Cassell says, like up the video. And as usual, I ask you, well, not as usual, but I ask you to hit the thumbs up as soon as you come in the room, please. We don't have to argue about it. If you don't want to do it, just don't do it. And if you want to do it, just do it. Oh, SouFlo reminded me, so I'll do it. We don't have to argue about it. Somebody was trying to argue about it the other day. Me have to like your content first before me count. It's all right. We don't have to argue about it. Anyway, here we are this morning, people. A wonderful weekend it was, and them kind of thing there. And Monday morning it is, and we're back on the beat, back on our feet, right? Uh, where do we start? We're gonna talk about two things this morning. There's a story that was brewing. I might visit the Spice store still enough because it's still pretty interesting. Does anybody have Spice official Instagram? And because I was told by wifey last night that something was posted on there. And did you wait? This morning we get up early and post a video. It's a Dear SouFLoTV. Did y'all see that video yet? Maybe not. But if you don't or you haven't, when you're done with this, make sure you go over there, so go watch that and listen to that. Dear SouFlo. It's Dear SouFlo. I told you all I was gonna do this, and we were supposed to do it on Morning Thoughts Friday, but I couldn't do it because we run out of time. Not true? So me do it this morning on its own, just so I can take in the whole piece of material there. Basically, Dear SouFlo, I want a divorce after finding out about my wife's past. So go leave your constructive criticisms over there. Keep it clean. We're not going to discuss that video over here this morning. That video is for that video. I am currently watching it. Fallon Carrington says, boy, yeah, like Cartel did say, life can be so paradoxical and strange at times, can't it? You know, you plan and life have other things planned for you. And I say, so it go, so it go. What you are going to do? I can't join Empress. You all YouTube block your comment. And you are good people. My God. You know, man? Boy, if you see the icon this morning, right? The icon for this video, there's a face of a young lady on it. Mona Ann Forbes. She's 19 years old. I'm using her picture because I want to send a real message, a real serious message for those of us who will be traveling there. For those of us who, you can apply this message anywhere, but mostly I'm sending this message to Jamaica, to my Jamaicans, Pandy Road. And then, of course, we're going to talk about this brother and his story and how the Andrew Hamilton story. I saw the Andrew Hamilton story and the seizure of his portfolio and all these things a while back, quite a couple of weeks now, but me never pay much attention to it. I figured, you know, it's one of them stories that we have to get real deep into. But lo and behold, the real deep part is here. So we're going to get into that as well. My granny said, every mickle make a muckle. My granny said, you see how me love, so my granny said, Miss Ruby is gone from us, but her words live on in my brain. My granny said, don't ever judge people or grudge people for what you see them have, because you don't know what them did have to do to get it, and you don't know what them still have to do to maintain it. All right, so Never really understand them thing there. Old people talk, but as you get older, old people talk become your talk, don't it? True enough. When we young and old people talk to it, I'm tired of hearing this. She always going on about the same thing. Here we go again. You know, sister, when as you get older, old people talk become your talk. Yeah, because them have a saying, you see, where them say, young bud no know storm. Young bud no know storm. Took me a long time to figure that out. Make him go on, man. Young bud no know storm. My mother always tell me, say, if you run it fast, you have to go run it twice. Right. Me must did I run real fast, because me have to run it back about 4 times. This is like my 5th lap. So, you know. So I'm starting to listen. I wish we did listen earlier, but you know, thank God me never make no mistake that I wasn't able to correct, that or I wasn't able to come back from. Some people make a mistake young and it costs them life, and there is no chance to correct it. There is no forgiveness. You're just gone. See? And some people make mistakes and then we're able to correct and heal up and move on with life and thing. What Patty Barnes said, because we gather some experience in our life, in our life journey. Yeah, young bud no storm. Young bud I go fly out. You see the older bird catch it stuff. Catch up in a cage and say cave, in a cave. And say, you see how the sky look? Mm-hmm. And the blackbird them are flying west. That means a hurricane a come. Young bird say, no know what them a talk about. I want to go play. A party, them a go party, and I want to go play and hang out with my friends. Them get the warning. Storm catch him out the road. Now he's battling the storm. Him not know what to do in the storm. Young bird, old bird have tricks how to survive the storm. They've been through the storm. Young bud no storm. So I got still. Some people have to learn from them own mistake. You know, it's just a pity that sometimes the mistake is so severe that it costs us our lives. But we're going to talk about all that. Again, I'm asking, does anybody, Kataja Emperor says, if you walk before you creep, you have to do it all over again. Them used to tell me, say, if you run it too fast, you have to go run it twice. Or if you, my mother used to say, my mom used to say, if you run it fast, you have to go run it twice. So let's take your time and go through. Think about what you do. Line up and put everything in place properly. You know me already. I'm a go-getter. I'm full of all in. 100-mile-an-hour ahead. Yeah. And then if I run it again, and run it again, and run it again, I still not listen. Me there, I kind of get too old now, so me start listen now. Oi, here one. All right, so checking in on Spice. Just checking in on Spice. Has anybody heard anything new? Has anybody heard anything new? I really don't care. You know, me say one of Spice, me see a person say, SouFLo, you're so insensitive. The woman don't owe anybody anything. And how can she respond if she is unconscious? We don't need to learn to listen, you know. Listening comprehension is a skill that was honed and developed from like early school years. You understand? And it's very important. The ability to listen and comprehend, understand what you are hearing, what has been said. Most people listen, and then whatever they hear, them brain just take it and rearrange it like this and put it in what they want to hear. You know what I mean? Everything that has put out so far, I'm still saying we're not still 100 yet. We're still not too sure. I mean, even though they're saying, right, yes, we've spoken to family members and we're still not sure. I'm just saying, if she is up and alert, like the last report said, do that 1 minute call there, because enough people still don't believe it. But anyhow, on another note, somebody said me insensitive because she don't owe nobody nothing. And she don't owe nobody no explanation. And she take care of herself. And let me explain this to you how it goes. Let me see how I'm gonna fix this now. because everybody is somebody. You are a regular person. You don't exist in a superstar space. Understand? I know that might be frightening because everybody is a superstar, right? Yeah, but really though, you don't exist in a superstar space. Here's the thing. When you have amassed, first of all, you can't be famous or want to be famous and don't expect people to talk about you. Here's a catch. Once people stop talking about you, guess what happens? You will no longer be famous. I saw it work. Yeah. So stop wasting energy going around on social media telling everybody about stop talking about the woman now, man. Stop talking about the. Isn't that exhausting? Don't you find that exhausting? Because if me if you go around and tell everybody stop talking about her now, man. Stop talking about him now, man. Stop talking about. How about you just skip past the content or come and take where you can get from it and left? You know, you can't stop people from talking, my friend. And news, she is famous. It's on front page. Everybody will talk. Anyhow, we stop talking about any famous person. They become, see, Dorothy T used the word, they become irrelevant. See? And we're not saying nothing bad about her over here at all. At all. In no way, shape, or form. People even not cuss me because me said something about ladies prior. Right? But here's how it works. For those who say she's not responsible to anybody and she not owe nobody nothing, that's a lie. Imagine if her fan base turns around and says, we don't owe you nothing and we don't respond to you for nothing and whatever. You see, that's the burden of stardom. The crown, a lot of people want stardom and fame, but they don't understand that that crown is heavy. Just being out in public when paranoia take you because you don't know who want to chop out your head back, you don't know who, oh, you're going here, you have to go with security, you're going there, you can't be at this event from that and whatever. So it's a whole different ballgame, my friend. But when you are famous and you have a huge following of people that support you and support your clothing line and support our what's her wig line. Matter of fact, the last video I put up of Spice, I was actually doing some under the quiet promo for her without. She not even have to ask me to do that. I'm just proud of who she has become. Seeing is it laces and faces or faces and laces, something like that? That faces and laces. All right, wifey out there said it's called Faces and Laces. If you go and look at the icon for the video, she sit down like that in her beautiful chocolate color skin. You see the hair what she wear? That's from her brand. And there are many other pictures and videos out there of them launching that brand. So the faces and laces and all that, if you expect all these people to spend their money upon all the products that you're peddling in your name, your clothing line, your hair line, hair and beauty cosmetic line, your restaurant business line, your music, your shows, and that's a whole heap of spending. That's 6 things me gone already. And then I don't owe these people nothing. I don't have to tell these people nothing. No, that's not how it works, my friend. That's not how it works. Somebody said, well, I understand what you're saying, SouFLo, but that's why people have publicists. Yeah, but they control the publicists. Understand? They control the publicists. You can't just say, oh, I have publicists. Publicists go and say anything. Can't do that. Next thing you know, you're over there representing something you don't even stand for. So, with that said, 1 minute. Hi, guys. I'm all right. Bit under the weather. Yeah, me hear the rumors to myself. Don't worry, man. I'm good. Me soon come back. I told y'all I needed a break. I'm taking the break. But me all right here. Loving her. Bye. That's it. The whole world would have got crazy. As far as her whole world, meaning her whole fan base, would go crazy. See that. Let me tell you what people are waiting for. Some people are waiting for. Come see the comment. Oh, she got done them blogger when she come back, you see. Oh, me can't wait. She got send some people up under them mother, I see, when she come back, you see. So I probably sit down somewhere, I watch this right now and I plan how she got style them. And if anything, if 1% of what the rumor was or is and the information we've gotten was true, I don't think that's the way she would come back. I think she would come back humbled, happy to be alive, and getting back to it. And that me I say, and that's how me would have come back. Me not have time for you cuss nobody. Worse if me go through anything that could have taken my life. Remember, me telling you, me do surgery before. I did a hernia surgery before. See, got cut open in my lower stomach before. And this was in the army. That's my first surgery I got put under. Me share that experience there with you. They had difficulty getting me to come out of the anesthesia. Me. And then it took so long, I could hear them. They even did a shake me and all that. And I could feel the shake up and I could hear them. And I hear somebody saying, get him up, have him sit upright. Okay, put his feet on the ground. Try to walk him. Them couldn't move me, plus me big, right? Them couldn't move me. And I'm hearing it and I'm going in and out. And you see when me come to? That's why the other day, and this was years ago, I did that surgery. The other day when I did the eye surgery, that's why I was so paranoid. And the doctor done tell me already, said, you don't have to go under for this surgery. I said, okay, good, cool. And then when I got there, then I sit me on bed and I talk about take off clothes and put on this gown and lay down. And I'm like, all this for eye surgery? And then the anesthesiologist came in and was like, yeah, I'm going to put you to sleep for just a short period. I'm like, whoa, hold up. So my paranoia kick in again. And I told y'all I lost a friend like that. Last deployment, came back. He went to a new unit, had a shoulder injury. Him go get surgery on his shoulder and died. And his child, the youth, just get married and him picnic just born. Dead. Went in for a shoulder surgery. Then put him under and the man didn't come back out of it. So me, if me go through anything like that, I'm not coming back to cuss nobody. Who did want talk, and who want say what them did want say what they did want to say. I'm coming back to focus on the well-wishers, the people who are actually praying for me and sending out high vibrations and lifting me up. Them people that may come back, come focus on. I appreciate y'all so much. I love y'all. Thank you. You know, it was a hell of an experience for me. This, that, and the other. Sometimes life will... Listen, man. My granny always said, yo, Miss Ruby, I love you. My granny always said, humble yourself or life will humble you. All right. Some people skip right past that and go on like, life can't humble me. Spice now come back, come cuss out nobody. All right. That's what y'all waiting on because you didn't go through the experience. But if any of that is true, she don't have time or room to come back, come cuss out nobody. Me would have happy like a pig in a doo-doo. Right? Life short, you know, man. Life fragile, you know. Life precious, you know. And yet we wake up every day and going like, me there again. Do you know how many not here again? Like really? You know how many laid down last night and are not here again? And you come back and go on like, there again. Like, oh, you control this. Okay, all right then. Wait. It soon sit you down. Me see people hype up themselves already, disrespect enough people and all this. Next time I look around in a wheelchair. And I'm like, what the hell happened to so-and-so? Oh, he's sick. He just had get diagnosed with this terminal illness and that and sickness for everybody. Then me see people rejoicing when other people get sick. Like sickness I go past you. If you live long enough, you're going to be sick. The possibilities of you're going to be sick. Me don't know. Even the healthiest people, them end up sick one way or another. Man physically fit, everything, and then losing mind. Alzheimer's, dementia kick in. Miggle day and walk down the street to go check in mailbox at the NIM street. End up three streets over. Don't remember how to turn around and go back up the driveway back to him front door. Now they putting out silver alert for you. Humble yourself. or life will humble you. Me no have no hype. That's why I tell people, so when you see me out the road, you're going to see the same me where you see right there, so right now. Because me not fake up nothing, not make up nothing. That way I don't have to try to remember what personality I gave you the last time. So me have to go reselect that one that this time. Me not into that. I'm me. I am me. Authentically me. That's the beauty about it too, man. We're all special. We're all unique. But we're in a world where they're trying to have everybody become one thing. And we can't be one thing. I love you for your uniqueness. I love you for you, yourself, you being who you are. That make us different from each other. We stand apart. I've explained this before. It's like a beautiful garden. You know, God creation, beautiful garden with many different flowers in there, and the flowers them have all different shapes and different kinds of leaves and stuff. And some of them, when you walk past them and touch them just open up. So others just stay still. Them just look prettier in the morning. Some of them lazy and dead down. So during the day, others stand up straight all day. And they are all different, beautiful variations of colors, shapes, sizes, everything. That's us. People. Me not try turn nobody into what I want them to be. And I've learned that now in life. That's one of the most draining things you could ever do in life is try to turn people into what you want them to be. If me I go hang around this person or if me I go deal with this person, you know how much relationship fail because of that? Yeah, him look good, but him need a little fixing up. If him can do this and do that better and fix this about himself and that. And me can work on it and make sure him become that. And the relationship fail, don't, because you couldn't change him, don't. Yeah. Just accept people for who they are and then move accordingly. Yeah. If I them that and you don't like them, skirps, gone. If it's them that, you know, says them that. And same thing for you. You should never want to be around people who want you to be who you're not. Anyways, your spirit is never going to be easy. Never. So I don't know. The last video I put out about Spice was yesterday. It had all the information in there, including that letter from the doctor in the DR. And I still say alleged on everything. But this is what is being posted. And you know, I'm stay already. Once it reach Gleaner level, Observer level, Star, like the Jamaica major news entity levels, then I say, okay, we can go with this. Because we have a point of reference that we can point to. And so we're not making this up. It came from here. That. Wish her all the best. Gracie girl, if you're there somewhere and you can't, because you're here SouFLo, I say 1 minute, and you know, so you can't even do the 1 minute. We still a pray for you. Still I hope all the best for you. You understand? I know more than anything, so your baby them need you. I miss you more than anything. If that's the case, may be so. We're still sending out good prayers. And that's all you should be doing at this point. Me no want to hear no talk about, yeah, well, it's an unnecessary something. Me no feel sorry for her, she for dead because she never need to do nothing for her body. All right, man. All right. All right. We can use this to teach some young ladies, some women, some on the old photo who feel like, say, I'm 45, but I want to look 20 again. Hi, hello. If God didn't want you to look 20 for 20 years, he would have kept you at 20. Although someone know at 20 and look about 50 already, and you know, you're rough out the pound. I don't know what y'all young people are doing to yourselves, but that way too. Just take care of yourself and love yourself regardless. We can send that message, but we don't need to disrespect and pray for death upon somebody and be all callous. Everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people are not able to touch something like emotionally, feel it until it's like their immediate family. Same sister where you and she have the same mother, same father, you're ball. And the last thing you're gonna say is, me not cry for her. She for dead because me don't know what she want slice up her body and look like them gal they up or that's the last thing you would say. And if anybody said that in front of you, you don't want to fight. So keep the same energy for other people. And I think when we come by every morning and come say the same thing, shout out to those who wish good for others as much as they wish good for themselves. A real talk. This is something we have to practice to become that. I know you might think you don't have any rewards to get from being that way, but trust me, you do. The universe will reward you for being that way. Don't wish bad for nobody, my friend. Nobody. Pussy Galore says, damn SouFLo 45. How are you gonna call me then? No, hear what me I say. 45. I said some of these 20-year-olds look like 45. Right? And you know them because I don't know what them I do. I've noticed in recent times that young people, a lot of them look pretty much way older than what them normally look like at that age. You used to can look on pick and say, all right, him look like about 18, 19. She look like about them age, the 18, 19, and them come and say, well, I'm 21. And you're like, well, I'm in the ballpark. It's the same way. Nowadays, you're here, I'm 21. And you're like, there's no way. You look like you have a son in a college somewhere. I look like somebody's mama. Somebody grown, mother. I don't know if it's the whole heap of makeup. I don't know if it's the hair, them and the lashes. I don't know what. But I noticed that, and it can't be just that because the guys look the same way. Me and wife is still long I watch TV enough time, especially the crime channel, another First 48 and them something there. And we binge watching shows. And then we get to a part where they're like, 20-year-old Makari, and we both look at each other like, them just a 20? That boy, they don't know 20. I'm sure they make a mistake on the age part. Can't be no 20. Call the man, them look like some 40-year-old man, some 45-year-old man. He's like 24. So I'm just imploring us as a people, like, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what it is that they're doing. The big people, them are beat people. Straight up. Big people are beat people. You know what I think it is? I think we grew up and we assault ourselves some way. And then we realize, because I did it. I used to run mad missions. I'm in the army. I'm in the outer road. I mildew. I lick myself till next morning and still go in. I'm leaning, going through the back gate, going back on post. I'm drunk as hell. I'm in formation, can't stand up straight. I had a ranger squad leader, and he didn't give a damn. I used to see him at the bar, and he was like, "I'm drunk too." I hear him. You better make sure you make it to formation in the morning. I don't give a about anything else. So won't penalize me. But when we reach in, we going on a 10-mile run this morning. I'm like, oh my God. And I'm drunk. And we're running. And the man starts singing about drinking and throwing up. And he was like, whatever you do, don't fall out of my formation. You gonna throw up, throw it to the side. You hear, "Rrr." And man, I vomit sideways and it blow box up on other people. And you hear, hey, everybody in formation and we running. But we didn't stop running and you don't fall out. So me tear up myself to over the years. Out all night, party, drink and drunk and come in and run 10 miles next morning. These things. I think we grew out of that. And then we realized like, yo, I the one body me have. I think I had enough fun to last a lifetime. I think it's time to start taking care of my body. More some lime, some lemon. Me I roll lime now and slice them and squeeze them in a warm water. And me I make sure I elevate my feet for retrograde circulation. And I'm making sure that I take long warm showers and then take cold bath shower at the end of that. And I just like everything now we are that iron cross T. So when time you go to the road and people are like, how old are you? And you're like, say your age. They're like, no way. And when you're in a crowd with those who are or could be your kids, them feel like you and them are size. Because they look at you and they're like, yeah, man, I've had one call me one day and say, SouFLo, me a big man for you, you know. And I'm laughing inside because I'm like, boy, me could have be your daddy, but you're a big man for me. Me could have be your father. Literally could have be your daddy. Young 20 sitting year old, but could I be a dad? Me a big man for you and stuff. Me know me a couple of years older than you. I want 30, but he was like 34 or something, but in couple of years older than you. Me say you have no idea. But when you're taking care of yourself, man, you know, we just have to take care of ourselves. And just remember, say, the little one body we have. And it's going to do what it's going to do at some point, regardless. Remember, the old people that were telling me, say, whatever you do, don't get old. Because everything stops working. Everything. So it's going to do what it's going to do regardless. And there's nothing you can do to control it. You know? I used to love going for a run or tab after a night out. No pain. Boy, I told you, them days they're done. Them days are done. Man, I had 2 glasses of wine last night and I woke up this morning feeling like somebody was literally just thumping the side of my head like boom, boom, boom. I'm like, what type of headache is this? And of course, I'm a hypochondriac, so the first thing I think is, damn, I got to go to the doctor because, you know, at my age group, when you start getting them a kind of headache, it can be something serious. So go get it checked out and these things. It's a different thing now. We doing 8 shots, 9 shots, 10 shots, a whole pitcher of beer. We mixing drinks all night, carry on. Them days they're done. We can't do them something there again. Although me and wifey do get like that every now and then. But it's a different thing now. Damn, Soldier says I haven't had a drink now in over 10 years. Whew. More power to you, my brother. Yeah, man, but anything that's going on with Spice, just know, say, we sending out love. Lots of love, lots of prayers, lots of upful vibrations. Want to see our comeback and want to see the blue smurf them all out and all these things. We don't wish nothing bad upon nobody. And worse, not a mom to leave her little children. That's some wickedness that. See? Now I drink wine. All right. One story before I go into the 2 topics that we're going to talk about this morning. When I first met wifey, I was drinking beer. Because that's what we do. We have a saying in the infantry, never trust a man that doesn't drink beer. If you come to the unit, new soldiers in the unit, baptize them. Even when higher command says this new soldier is not allowed to leave post for the first 30 days that they're here, we sneak them out at night, take them to the bar. Beer, big pitchers of beer. You got to be, can he hold his own? Can you drink and get drunk and not throw up on everybody and not tell everybody's secrets, life stories, everything like that? That we carry him, go out there and we baptize him, right? So I'm used to beer. When I met wife was like, I can't stand the beer. I said, so what you want me to drink? She said, wine. Could I tell you I stopped drinking beer? I stopped drinking beer. Ever since I stopped drinking beer, my belly just went away. And I was starting to have a belly. I was starting to have a belly. 2 man I carry new soldier go back to camp. Yeah, I'll cuss him when he reach. I'll run the daylights all time to when he wake up. But we're gonna cover for him. And that's military life. Anyhow, listen. Andrew Hamilton, the Jamaican drug boss, who was ordered, this man is a billionaire, wealthy man, but them take away all of them things. And I was saying to myself, I don't really hear of Jamaicans like a lot of confiscation going on. They don't really take away rich people things so much. Scammer, them catch you and them take away the little ghetto youth them where make a way and get caught up in the thing, them go take away for them something, seize them little thing. But on this man's level, his portfolio, I've never seen them seize like this much. So the story is pretty interesting. There's a lesson in this story too, but we'll get to that. So Andrew Hamilton, the Jamaican drug boss who was ordered by the court to turn over a portfolio of assets valued at more than $500 million to the government, he has now made a last attempt to try to get back some of his stuff or to get them to Lego him things. Lawyers for Mr. Hamilton and members of his family who are the registered owners of some of the assets. We're telling you here the assets now. Lawyers for Mr. Hamilton and the members of his family who are registered as some of the owners of some of the assets have filed an application in the Court of Appeal seeking to leave to challenge the forfeiture order that was made by the Supreme Court, according to the documents seen by the Sunday Gleaner on Friday. The application also seeks to stay a stay of order made on January 8th, which stripped the convicted drug dealer, members of his family, and associates of his of 14 multi-million-dollar homes, 4 motor vehicles, 4 bulldozers, a fishing vessel purchased for $19 million, and a bank account that has $19 million sitting in it. This is the largest forfeiture order that was obtained by the Financial Investigation Division, the agency that enforces Jamaica's Proceeds of Crime Act. The legislation crafted to deprive criminals of their ill-gotten gains. Right now, Jamaican just like me, or Caribbean people just like me, but the Jamaican people, them know what I go on. Somebody around there say, I can hear it already. SouFLo, you know, say, divide up the man things amongst themselves. I wonder who him never pay when they supposed to pay. Because when you hit them a level here. The homes include a penthouse suite and 2 apartments in the gated Norbrook Ritz complex, located in the upscale neighborhood of Norbrook, St. Andrew, 6 apartments in the gated Monte Carlo Isles complex, also in St. Andrew, and a mansion in Ironshore, St. James. Ian Wilkinson, KC, Queen's Counsel, whose law firm represents Hamilton and some of his relatives, they had agreed to a Sunday Gleaner interview to discuss the basis for the application last week, but subsequent attempts to contact him after were unsuccessful. So they agreed to come and talk about it, and then them ditch out. I guess my man say, yo, cut the ball and stop the interview about my things, right? Right now, let's focus on getting my stuff back, or let's focus on getting this paperwork stuff turned around, because right now, them have the whole of it sitting. The application is set to be heard on Tuesday. Today is Monday, tomorrow, by a panel of judges, and a decision is expected to be made 1 week later. His remaining assets, so after all that, the man still have more assets to remain, His remaining assets have also been frozen. FID, the same group, FID officials and the agency's lead attorney, Carolyn Hay, KC, declined comments on the latest legal move by Hamilton. Hamilton is a former Jamaican cop, and a postal worker who is believed to have amassed $1 billion asset portfolio comprising of more than 24 luxury homes and cars. A former cop and postal worker. The remainder of his assets has been frozen by a restraint order that was issued by the Supreme Court. The FID previously told the Sunday Gleaner, now among the assets ordered frozen by the court is a house that is located in central Jamaica, town of Mandeville, worth $1.2 million US, or to translate that back to you in another way, Jamaican money, that's over 181 million Jamaican dollars. That's just that one house. I don't know if someone ever got Mandeville yet. Mr. Mandeville have some pretty houses. See? The whole of Manchester and Clarendon still. But anyhow, Hamilton's empire began crumbling in 2012 after he pleaded guilty to money laundering and conspiracy to deal in ganja in the United States in court, in a U.S. court in the U.S. So me, I said to myself, said the whole time I was digging up and reading and stuff, me I say, where does the U.S. come into this? Where does the U.S. come into this? Because me not here, if U.S. ain't involved, you know how Jamaica run already, right? Some higher pressure must be coming from somewhere in order for it to reach Yasso. Where does the US come in on? Boom, right there, sir. Hamilton's empire began crumbling in 2012 after he pleaded guilty to money laundering and conspiracy to deal in ganja in a United States court. He was sentenced in February of 2014 to 4 years in prison, is what the records show. That's it. Check it out, though. The same ganja there, where them lock up how much people for. Over the years, ganja has now become medicinal. All these dispensaries are popping up. You can now get your card and you can now freely go get your ganja. And you don't have to worry about police. Me up on the beach the other day and I see a little white woman in a bathing suit, an older white woman in a bathing suit. And I said to myself, so this is how I want to retire because she looked like she retired. This size of her spliff in her hand, you see? The way how it massive. It looked like a whole, you know, the cigar them, how cigar fat and long. I saw the ganja or ganja spliff. And it was smoking the whole beach side where she walked past and I said, yo, smell that? That smell like something strong and good. I'm turn around, so I see the lady I pass. Not a care in the world. And the first thing I thought to myself is, she has her card. So ganja gone from you have to hide it and burn it round a bush, or you have to act like you don't smoke it and you're against it, to it's in the open now. President Biden just ordered records expunged and people released for anybody that was locked up for a certain amount and below, right? So it's getting to that now, but this man suffer under that still. But anyway, following the conviction in the U.S. Drug Enforcement Agency requested that Jamaican authorities conduct a civil investigation into Mr. Hamilton's asset here on the island. And that's when the FID discovered his staggering wealth. So they've never known nothing about it, them claim, until the US said, go do some investigation, dig up his file, see what he owns on the island. A review of court records shows, I saw them say, no, saw them say, all right. He amassed a $1 billion portfolio on the island with like 24 luxury homes and 24 luxury vehicles, but them never know nothing about him until the US say, dig up where him own. Make we see a record. A review of court records show that 5 of the Monte Carlo Isles apartments and the lots for 2 of the Norbrook units were acquired over a 7-day period, ending on June 25th of 2008 for a total of $61 million and US $300,000. The others were acquired 2 days apart in March that same year. All the assets were acquired between 1998 and 2009, and they were registered to Hamilton, to his relatives, including his elderly mother, friends, and associates, according to the FID. Devon Evans, Chief Executive Officer of the North American Holdings, which developed the Monte Carlo Isles complex, sought to make it clear that his company followed the real estate laws in Jamaica and was not complicit in Mr. Hamilton's acquisition of the apartments. We did not personally communicate with any of these people, is what he said. We don't even know them. This is typical in real estate transactions, though, is what Evans told the Gleaner. We never met the man, ever. Don't know him, never see him, don't know how him look. Yo, I gotta love Jamaica, yo. I swear to God, if I find some loophole for myself, you think me not go through them? He never, me not start up here and go like me whole year then though. All right, I'm following the law, but the law has loopholes. That's all I'm saying. The law has loopholes. He never met the man. We never met the man. We don't know who the man is, and we don't know who his straw buyers are either. Evans disclosed that the transactions were handled by real estate agents and attorneys for both sides, who would have acted and have gotten all these possessions, letters, keys, transfers, and titles for these people without having to meet the person who actually is doing the purchasing. Carrie Ann Jones says, that's a manhole. Yo, I'm going to tell y'all something real quick, but hold up. So the sad thing about this is that the real estate law in Jamaica, that's what the sad thing is. That's what he said. He said the sad thing about all this is the real estate laws in Jamaica. It's not us. It's not him. It's the laws in Jamaica. So I telling us that these laws have holes. And if you can find a loophole, you execute it and you go through it. He disclosed too that the Monte Carlo Isles project was funded through a $200 million loan from Jamaican financial institute First Global Bank. Hamilton and members of his family were arrested by the Jamaica police in December of 2016 on money laundering charges, along with attorney Dawn Satterthwaite, who is accused of fronting the real estate purchase. Now, there's another follow-up to this story that said that each one of them were granted bail in the amount of $10 million. 16. Oi, Kaitanja Empress says Donald Trump just buried his ex-wife on a golf course because of a loophole. Now he doesn't have to pay taxes on the golf course. Gotta love the law. What's your name again? Ivanka or something like that. I shared did the first wife, right? I grew up seeing her. But yeah. Yo, that man didn't know not that man that said she took all my money in life. Yeah. She left me, divorced me. She didn't give me some kids though. Take all of my money and live your nice, lavish life and everything. First of all, that woman died Ivana, she died under suspicious conditions. Some big grand staircase in her. You don't know how they movie them go already. Some big grand staircase in her house. Apparently, she was standing at the top and she flip and fall down and roll over and tumble and end up down at the bottom of the stairs dead. Or was it that somebody just discovered that new loophole in the law and decided that perfect person to put there? Hey, I'm just saying, it gets cold when you're trying to build some generational wealth. Some people will stop at nothing. But anyhow, I mean, I put the past him neither. But anyhow, I don't push our carry on. Don't push our just in time. As soon as the man discovered that loophole in the law, don't push our over and step them. See that? We have to laugh. We have to laugh. May I drink some ginger with lime this morning. We have to laugh. That's the official story. I would love to hear the unofficial story. We not get that though. Maybe years after they're gone, and we will be gone too, probably. Then they'll come out with all that. Back in 2023, back in 2021. Anyhow, oh, by the way, it is said that Donald Trump is going to be announcing soon that he is running for another bout to go at it again for president of the United States of America. That should be an interesting one once it's announced, if it is announced. She needed an aide to help her because of age, 70-something, unsteady gait. Oh, St. John. Yeah, man, that's what the paper say. So the paperwork say. Who's to tell if that law wasn't made while he was in office? Lesser, I saw. But yeah, what do you think about this man portfolio? You feel like them should have seized the man things? First of all, the man got in trouble in the US. The US punished him already in the US. Walk with me. He got in trouble in the US. The US punished him in the US. I'm guessing he might have been deported, maybe. You know, say nothing about deportation, but I'm guessing Maybe he wasn't. However, I'm assuming he did his time in the US. That's a debt paid, right? So how come him reach a Jamaica now after being convicted in the US and doing time? And the US laws are able to reach out to Jamaican authorities and say, do an investigation on him, dig up all the stuff that he owns. And suddenly, the Jamaican government is confiscating all of this man things. You never catch the man and do nothing. You didn't catch him doing nothing. That's crazy. I can't help but to think the same thing. Right now is a group of people sitting around like this. Remember Birdman be rubbing his hands like this before him kiss Lil Wayne and licking his lips? I see people right now, I go so. What you say? A Billy? Yeah? Tell you what. I tell you what. Me going to want 100 mil. We're going to split this how much different ways. Give the man his things and let him go. Martha Stewart got all of her stuff back and pay taxes. Right. The US caught him and the US caught him in the US. And he got punished in the US. So how can you punish him in the US and then stick the Jamaican authorities on him for something he already paid for in the US? That's weird. That's weird. And that shouldn't stand up in court. So tomorrow they'll be going to court before a panel to decide what's going to happen to his assets. Do we free up his assets and give this man back him things, or do we keep it? What are the grounds in Jamaica for taking away this man's assets? What are the grounds? And please don't bother tell me about him have to prove where everything come from. Because if we should go down the ledger now and go past some of them places, remember I know Protege just sing the song. Me not take no talk, beg no more pardon. Enough drugs, money, they a cherry garden. Remember that? So, if we should go down that ledger now and start asking all these people who own all these things, provide a receipt or we're confiscating. Tell me where that boat come from that y'all take out every weekend on the seas. Tell me where this comes from. Tell me where, how much house you say you want, sir? We have 7 here on record. All right. Show us how you got to the, if, because it's only fair. If y'all gonna do that to one person, you're gonna have to do it to all people. Y'all know I'm about fairness. That's why I'm gonna say all justice, all for or none, right? It's got to be the same way right across the board. They are not on the shit list yet. That's why I ask when I start out, I say, who did this man piss off, or who did he not pay that he was supposed to pay? Because when you reach them levels here, usually it doesn't work like this for you. The basis of all this is this. Watch me. He got caught in the US, pled guilty to money laundering, and it's money laundering. Nothing else, them never get the man pan. 4 years. He did his 4 years. Then when them let him go, them tell Jamaican authority, dig up him stuff, find out and see. So what I want to know then is, what does the Jamaican authority, what grounds are they seizing his stuff on? Because the US, remember, I know, watch this. The US can actually go down, and I did a documentary when we did the brother them in Jamaica. I said they're coming to Jamaica to seize all your properties. So all this money where y'all talk about y'all make scamming, they're coming for it. Y'all build up a big house and y'all try to make it something out as they're coming for it. Once you get convicted of, They're coming for anything that they think that you bought with it. And don't bother. And this is what they said in the video. Don't bother to hide it in your mom's or your grandmother's name, because we're going for that too. Granny have to go find out how. Granny have to go explain to them how. Where you say you work, Miss Mavis? Me work over Alston Secondary as a cook. For how long, Miss Mavis? For 25 years. Your whole career, Miss Mavis. Yes, sir. So, Miss Mavis, the $150 million house there, which part to get the money for buy that, Miss Mavis? Because even if you did save every penny you make over all them years there, you still couldn't get the house there. You see? And they were coming like that. And they are coming like that still. But I haven't heard any big cases where, like this. This is the Jamaican government seizing his stuff. This ain't U.S. authorities. U.S. authorities are trying to take the stuff that the scammers are buying, purchasing, getting, so they can get some restitution. Come remember, you know, half of them, after they sentence them, they're like, you're sentenced to 10 years, plus you have to pay back 250,000 US. Okay. After their sentencing is done, they're usually deported. Nobody is following them around in Jamaica saying, hey, remember the 250,000, come, you have to make a payment. So that's just talk on paper. The American government has to figure out how to get this money back. Okay, we're going to work with the Jamaican government, and we're going to come into Jamaica and we're going to seize all your stuff. So not only are you going to do time here because you violated our citizens here, so you're going to do time here. Then when we deport you, we're going to go there and we're going to take all the stuff that we think you used that money to liquidate those assets and pay back to the people that you stole that money from. That's the purpose. Me want to know, what is the purpose for Jamaican government taking this man's stuff? A question me ask, you know? I just want to know what the purpose is for them taking his stuff. Who did he violate and what restitution needs to be paid back? We on a plan for do with them things them we on a take. It's a valid question. BM says he's not the first one. Why is he the noble one for this confiscation in Jamaica? Exactly. And at that level, like I said, I've seen them confiscate people's stuff before, but usually some bleach skin tattoo up boy where out there in a tight pants and polo slippers and polo shirt, choppy line, and them thing there, and them very loud about it and are gangsters, etc., etc. And them used to run after and then seize them stuff. You see 2 BMW gone, so you see a Mark X, this a Benz, that a Audi, this, them a take away people them stuff. But we've never seen somebody with $1 billion portfolio get his stuff taken from that level. So me I try figure out how come him and what grounds. Very interesting. O. St. John says it's U.S. pressure, and I hope he sued the JA government. Them want theirs. You can imagine when them actually discover it, everything. First of all, nobody can tell me about they didn't know. They knew. They knew, because you don't amass that level of wealth without them knowing. Them know. But no, they have to pretend like they don't know. And they're probably getting pressure from below. Like, yeah, you confiscate it, take it. But on what grounds? And then when they do, what are they going to do with it? Well, split it up and share it? Because I know them now going to break down the whole of the house them and go into those apartment complexes and rip out all them apartment there. So what is the plan for this man's assets? NS says, SouFLo, under the NARC bilateral agreement, all agencies involved in the seizure get a share of the proceeds from the assets. There you have it. There you have it. We will know tomorrow. Well, not tomorrow. We'll know about a week from now because them said they'll meet tomorrow, and a week from now, a decision will be made. Another thing I wanted to touch on really quick, which I will do a complete video on later on. Anybody know what going on with Lisa Hyper? She put out a song the other day, which I thought was like one of the baddest songs. Actually, it's for me, it was the toughest song in a dancehall right now. And I was so happy to see a female do a song where it wasn't about just boom off cocky and thief people man and these things. And then we see her. Then she went and get baptized, like right after. And then we see her on a video where she's saying some things that I don't think a newly baptized Sister Lisa should be saying. And then we see her at the airport in a wheelchair. But I see a lot of people saying, oh, Lisa so wicked, man. Last night she did on live with Sika Rhymes and others. Put on one piece of dancing. And this morning she reached in a wheelchair at airport. This not look right. I said to myself, that maybe the whole heap of dancing and acrobatics she was doing the night before, she probably twist her ankle or something. So I was just asking if anybody know what's going on with her. Go check out Lisa Hype latest song. I think it's called "No Like People" or something like that. This on a rum talk, make we reason. Watch the split fit my season. Yeah. Them thing there. And another thing I was gonna say before we go on to the final topic of the morning, which is the story about the young lady that lost her life tragically recently. I've seen meetings being called, political meetings being called. To be honest with you, I feel a bit like defeated again as far as Jamaica is concerned. Mr. JLP call meeting. What a turnout. What a jubilation. Yo, everybody are wind up and dance like them they are some revival meeting. And I see PNP call meeting and the same thing. The people them come out, not came out. The people them come out, you know, man. I mean, I say rotted. So I'm wondering, where is the UIC? That's where I'm at with this. I've seen JLP. They're able to call out and quickly assemble. I've seen PMP, they're able to call out and quickly assemble. Whole heap of people. Where's the UIC? Somebody said, SouFLo, the UIC is like a storm that's silent. Me not buy that. And they're going to rise up and the numbers are going to come out when the time is right. I'm not too sure about all that. I don't see the numbers. A brother called me from Jamaica yesterday and said he's a security guard. I won't reveal identity. But he said that Jamaican security guards are supposed to start striking today. Because higher courts had handed down some ruling some time gone by that says security guards are not independent entities. They are employees. And therefore, they deserve or should be given certain benefits from the companies that they work for. Time and a half. Franny said time and a half, Mr. Stop. Not get that, like people are working and get time and a half. You said no, we'll not get none of them thing there. Paid vacations or at least days off, maternity leave, these kind of things. Them not get none of them something there. And then I look at the teachers, and here's a case of teachers had not been paid in 2 months. Me hear one teacher ball and I say our mortgage company I call her. No, and it's embarrassing. And she had always been on top of her bills. I'm like, damn. So you see, one time these people leave Jamaica because people are recruiting overseas, it's easy to leave. Which one of us living in Canada, England, USA, any one of them so-called first country that I go work 2 months straight with no pay? Hold up your hand. Because you might be the only claffy in this room. None of us is doing it. I'm wondering how the hell they get away with stuff like this. Like the Ministry of Education, and I wonder how them get away with stuff like this. So, in speaking that, he told me that the UIC is backing them in this. That's why this came to mind this morning. Because as me get up this morning, I go Twitter. I said, let me see if anything break overnight that need to be discussed this morning. And I see JLP whole meetings. I see whole heap of people out. I see a green. And I said, damn, I just saw the PMP whole meeting and whole heap of people was out. I see a orange. So I said to myself, so where do UIC there? The UIC has good intentions. The last time we spoke to Mr. Patterson put me onto some things where I honestly couldn't even ask no more questions because my jaw dropped. I was like, whoa, I didn't know these things. But the numbers, them not have the numbers, my friend. And no matter how you tell people, the people them look like them still are going with them always know. What they've always known they're going with. So enough of them are talk about, yes, one of the best choice for Jamaica, the UIC, with time for we make a change. And you go up on Twitter and you see the same person and jump up and down in them green shirt with a flag or them orange shirt with a flag. So the question becomes, what does the UIC need to do to mobilize and showcase that this is a rising movement, is strong, powerful, and can do something? Think about that. NS says UIC, I do them thing. Last month they were out with some of the people whose homes were unjustly demolished by the Prime Minister. UIC was also at the pub Bob Marley Beach protests. Yes, NS, me understand that. But when it comes time to gather up and show numbers and show force, let me tell you something. In the military, right, sometimes we pop up. And we pop up, not for nothing, just to show force. It's a show of force. It's something that makes the human eyes go wider and their heart skip a couple beats. Like, don't F with this entity or respect this entity because they can move like this. That's the impression given when JLP called meeting overnight and thousands of people show up. PMP called meeting overnight and thousands of people show up. When the US military pop up and just drop in a people place. Up armor, Humvee, infantry units on the ground, you know, just to show force. Not there to fight nobody. Not yet, but we can. You get that same feeling there. So I'm saying, like, where is the UIC? I understand things are being done behind the scenes and grassroots, and we're not taking away from all that. But election time is closing in. Election time is closing in. All right. That's something for us to think about. In the meantime, though, Mervyn the Point Jamaica Curse says the UIC needs to encourage Jamaicans abroad to register to vote when they visit. Boy, me see one little argument I go on. Calm down. Let me skip over that. So the last story for the morning is this, and I have a message to go with this story. This beautiful young lady lost her life. Pan the road them again. Now, Boy, you know, I'm starting to think there's something wrong with me because I'm not tired of seeing this. I'm not tired of seeing this and hearing this. Y'all ain't tired of seeing and hearing this? Every day. Every single day. Tired of see it and hear it, man. So, this young lady is 19 years old. And as the story would have it, shout out to the Jamaica Observer. Her family would have been celebrating her 20th birthday yesterday. Today is Monday. Yesterday, she would have been 20 years old, but instead, they were left in gloom with just memories and conversations about her funeral. Mona Ann Forbes is her name, a Garvey Maceo High School graduate who was preparing to start nursing school next year. She was one of 3 people that were killed in a 2-vehicle crash on Melrose Hill bypass in Manchester last Friday morning. Christine Forbes, Mona Ann's cousin, told the Jamaica Observer that it was a brutal loss and at a brutal time. And a brutal time. It's just really hurtful, she said. It's really painful. It's psychological, it's emotional, it's physical, because I think we're just hurt as we are as upset. We feel as if we were just robbed of an opportunity with her. Today, we should have celebrated her birthday. And now we are here planning for her funeral, and it's just carelessness and negligence. Police reported that about 11 a.m., the taxi, which is a Toyota Wish motor car, was traveling along Melrose Hill bypass towards Mandeville when a collision occurred with a Hyundai H1 minibus going in the opposite direction. Remember when I'm telling you about head-on collisions? In defensive driving, we're taught this. No matter what you do, don't make it a head-on. Head-on usually has fatalities, even at low speed. So at high speed, multiple fatalities. The identities of the 2 men that were also involved in the crash that have lost their lives has not been revealed as yet. Forbes said that it makes it harder for the family to know that had the motorists involved been following the road guidelines, this tragedy would have never happened. Could have been averted. She would have been here with us today. It's painful. It's the worst thing I have ever experienced. It's the worst thing my family has ever experienced. It's just sad. Now it's happening to the Forbes family. Tomorrow it's going to happen to another family. Yesterday it happened to another family. So it's almost as if just an unending crisis on our roads. Mona had dreams. Just 3 weeks ago, I was talking to her and she told me about her intentions to start nursing school next year. And I encouraged, saying that whenever she's ready, we'll be here to support her. She had her whole life ahead of her at 19. She was just robbed of that. She was robbed of that opportunity because of a careless move. Avis Massam, Mona Ann's grandmother, told the Observer that it is hard to come to terms with what has just happened. Live on the air with SouFLo. Good morning.
Morning, SouFLo.
Morning, fam. What going?
Back on the topic with accident again.
Yes.
Yeah, talk about it for quite some time.
Yes. Me I beg the people them for the longest now. You know why?
Yes.
Because I'm on those roads as well. And me no want this to be me neither. And sometimes them fly past me. I just God. Me not lie. I'm looking right at my audience right now. I'm telling you that enough time when me leave, and it's never easy leaving Jamaica because you don't want to left. But when me left, there's still that feeling of, whoo, I made it. Because me not to worry about gunman. I'm more worried about the drivers on the road.
Seriously. era one, we did a Jamaica, what, 2016 or so. For the radar is down in Jamaica. For the radar is down there. I think it's Portland. I think Portland, I'm see it. Police, them have the photo radar. But what else them want also is the red light camera then. For the radar one only.
They have to invest in more cameras, my friend. Me, I said that 7 years now. Them have to invest in more cameras. They have to invest in more CCTV cameras with central monitoring points. That's where, right, that's all. That will, yes. Yeah, you know, and the ones that you talking about, right? Like, I know somebody is gonna say, SouFLo, we don't have enough police officers to be all over the island, on every piece of road where people are gonna do them kind of driving here. But majority of the roads in the US are covered by radar, are covered by electronic devices not manned by humans on the ground. And enough time, like for instance, me go on a trip and me come home and ticket coming on my mailbox. Me not even remember say me go through them place there. And I'm looking at the ticket and it's accurate. So somehow technology has to get advanced. We have to catch up to time. Do you know, say over 500 and something people, I don't know how many are dead so far, but it's hundreds of people. Yeah. Yeah, my brother. All right, fam.
Things need to change, and that's it, sir.
Yeah.
All right. I think you'll explain.
All right. Yeah. All right. So Avis Messam, who is Mona's grandmother, told the Observer that it's hard to come to terms with what just happened. Mona has been a bundle of joy and happiness. Watching her grow was an absolute pleasure. Saying goodbye to my granddaughter is next to impossible. But I will say dance with the angels, baby girl. And happy birthday. That is sad and rotted. Dance with the angels, baby girl, and happy birthday a day before our birth. Yo, listen, man. Lasaria Thomas, another cousin, said that Mona was a beautiful person inside as she was outside. She was ripped from us by this awful tragedy. The beautiful memories of her will forever be etched in our hearts, and she was loved by all, and she will surely be missed by all. Police reports that 10 people were admitted at hospital and 3 were treated and released in that same incident here. Meanwhile, Forbes maintained that some people should be held accountable for the death of her cousin and the other victims, and I absolutely agree. It can't go like that. 2 other persons died in that accident. Their families are also grieving, and it's really bad. It could have been so much worse. It was really brutal for us to see our little Mona go that way. It's just too much. I saw a video. I don't know, in IG. Someone in the chat room might have seen it. No need for describe it, but vehicle mash up. I'm gonna see a young lady like crush off and hang out at the vehicle and stuff. To look at your loved one in that condition, knowing that the only way that happened was because somebody just get up on the road and decide say, it make you want to kill somebody. Yeah, it make you want to kill somebody, to put it the nicest way I could think about putting it. I know some of you have seen it. She's saying, no, it can't go like this. It's really brutal. And to watch, to have to see her like that. Beautiful, vibrant, young, so much ahead of her. And then mash up like that. And Alexa, she takes sick and dead. It's a sudden takeaway. Violently. Data compiled by Global Road Safety Facility, or GRSF, shows that 75% of road fatalities and injuries in Jamaica are in the economically productive age group between the ages of 15 and 64. That means the group where people can still work and earn money, bring money, come in. I didn't do the numbers to find out how many have died so far in Jamaica this year, but I think it's over 500. I think it's over 500. Here's my message. I'm going to close out like this morning. I've said it before, so I need to say it again, I guess. When the road them holy and messed up, everybody ball. Government not do this, government not do that. Y'all are making it hard for people to advocate for you. SouFLo, put this on your platform, expose them, make them see how the road them stay long and make people a foreign seat. Y'all want me to put these stories on there for them to see it too? That when you get good roads, you act like animals. It's like you're used to nothing good, so you should not be given nothing good. It goes back to the conversation we had earlier about how we use all these good things or all these things just to kill off ourselves or destroy ourselves. Why you can't use the road? Give thanks to the road, pave off nice. It's not going to mash up your vehicle anymore. Get up early and go where you go. Arrive alive. Arrive alive. You can't arrive dead, my friend. And you might be speeding and you might be thinking it can't happen to you. And then it does. And what can vex me more time is the people them that's actually out there fling gear in a vehicle them crash and mash up and kill off other people and not themselves. That part. So if the government leave the road them holy, we don't have to install no speed bump nowhere. Just left the road them holy. Some big pothole in it. Make you have to slow down to 10 miles per hour and drive that way for 10 miles straight. Skipping pothole and break and turn. At least you guys are not dying like that. At least we are save human life. So when time people come to Jamaica and them say, yo, the roads are terrible in Jamaica. What happened? Because that's what we have to do. Because these people can't govern themselves. That's the lawlessness attitude right there. And it applies right across the board. Enough of them people, I see them people them will fight police. We tell soldier man, go stop cut order. Jumping at them car and not care about no speed limit and sign and nothing. Overtaking on blind corners and the whole nine. Hundreds. Not 1 and 2 and 3, my friend. Hundreds. 400, 500, 600 people per year. Jamaica too small for that. It's a little tiny island. What we are doing with over 500 people dead in a just traffic accident per year. Me not even ask the government to fix the road no more. I don't. Because when me come, me prefer go through some pothole and know that the whole way I got 10 miles per hour around here. So. Enough time I go Jamaica, a man fly past me and me say to God, say, God, if that did lick me, and I'm not over exaggerating them, literally, I do a full 100 miles per hour. Pass some little road, so. For what? For what? When people cannot govern themselves, government have to step in and govern. That is why we have govern. So government. So when time them all up in your business now, nobody talk about too much government. It's because we can't govern ourselves. With that said, y'all keep her family in your prayers, man. Because that's not pretty sitting for look upon. I saw the video. It's not pretty. I couldn't even look at the video, and I'm used to looking at gruesome stuff. But from me look upon it, somebody send it, come give me, and from me look upon it, I see the person that hang out IV clouds like, I'm turning away like this. I didn't want to see it. I just didn't want to see it because I'm tired of hearing the same stories every damn day. Every day somebody I get murdered. Every day somebody mash up in a car accident. Them two there. Unnecessary killings. Unnecessary deaths. We can do better, Jamaica. We can do better. And for those of us who think, me live a foreign, so that no affect me, it be that one time you go to visit and decide me, I'll drive around the place and one of them mad people are clot you off of the road and end your life too. So this is an all of us problem. My condolences goes out to her family. Sincerely. And we have to do better than this. Keep your head up, guys. Have a wonderful day. Manners and respect to each and every one of you. Thank you for tuning in. Stay conscious. And I'll catch you tomorrow morning. God spare my life. Right, Tessa, on Morning Thoughts. I'm out. Peace. Hi,